All right, we're just continuing this word. Right, I'm a
Man, I like the conversation, even though she was coming with some stuff that's all.
But no, she's getting.
But I'm pretty sure she tried to keep a lot of.
time.
Yeah, she was, I would hope she was effective. But I don't think she. I really generally don't think she's working up.
But it's that thing like, it's the righteousness of the Most High. We're trying to come back to the righteousness of the Most High.
And she got to know that all nations can.
She can't. What's she doing? She might be praying with her head uncovered.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she got.
So, and at the same time, what if she would have had a man? The man is supposed to come so he can teach her. It says Job 20 verse 5. It says, or verse 4. Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment.
Right.
Though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head reacheth onto the clouds.
It just gives you context clues to let you know.
Exactly. It's giving you hints.
Right.
It says, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung.
And let you know, like say you have a disease, right? And that disease has a name. But I can describe it I can describe the symptoms of that disease so good that you know what disease I'm talking about. So Esau is a disease. And he's describing the symptoms that Esau has, or his characteristics.
It says his soul is not his soul that is lifted up is not upright in him.
Right.
He's not normal.
Right. Like, why do you have to have seedless watermelons? Why do you have to just naturally mess up food that the Most High sanctified to eat? You know what I'm saying?
It doesn't even this new thing, which I think is wicked too, where they have that plant-based meat,
right? But
now they're making it where it's gonna be like beef and the plant-based meat mixed in together. Like, why you gotta be all crazy, man? Why can't you be simple, man?
Right.
Like, that's just, it sounds dirty in your mind.
But the main job is to get you Hispanic and Native Americans to know that y'all are the 12 tribes of Israel, man. I need to come back to these laws because all hell about to this. Because that's all you got.
You've been lied to. You've been fed lies all your life.
You got a minute? Hear the word of the Lord that loves you? Or you going to keep walking around in your enemy's land and happy all day?
I love the Lord too.
What's his name?
Hear the word.
What's his name? What's the Lord's name?
Huh? No, we have the Quran was made by Muhammad. He's writing the Bible. It was
made by the Roman Church, the Roman Catholic Church, right?
Every belief's not going to get you delivered from death.
Exactly.
So as long as you believe in something that don't kill you, that's what you should have said. That's how you finish that sentence.
And man, that's why the man wasn't speaking, the damn woman was speaking.
Right.
Right? You ain't no damn man.
Right.
The fuck? You gonna let the woman usurp authority over you? They don't have any
and the Most High said, it says in the Bible, I went unto my own, and my own received me not.
Exactly.
They don't listen to it.
The Quran. You can use it for toilet paper. You might get a stain on your ass.
It's probably not even clean enough for that, man.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? As long as you believe in something. No. As long as you believe in Yahawah, Yahawashi.
It's good for if you want to do a bonfire. That's what the Quran is for.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
If you want to make
you know what the Quran is there for? Destroying the minds of Israel. That's what it's for.
Exactly. Because there you go. Edomite. You never hear about Edomites following the Quran.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Like,
you know what I'm saying? That's weird. They don't have a God.
And what she was coming up, and she looked like a man. She was dressed as a man. It says, Job 20:7. Yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. Talking about the Edomites. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? Because that's the Most High is racist to his people. He loves his people and he hates other people, especially the Edomites, the Caucasians, right? And when we're in the kingdom of heaven, there's going to be a certain period of time where we're going to get rid of all these Edomites, right? Isaiah 14.
As long as you believe in something. What are you talking about?
You believe in something. Okay, do you believe in lies? is Isaiah 14 and verse 16. It says, they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms? Right? And he did shake kingdoms. He, like we were talking earlier, Hiroshima and Nagasaki, those got shook. Right? You know? It says, that made the world as a wilderness. That's what it's talking about. Right? And destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners. And what, we're still here prisoners to this day. All the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, everyone in his own house. But thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch, and as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with the sword, that go down to the stones of the pit, as a carcass trodden under feet. Right? Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people. The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities.
This is at the time that they rebuilt, in the time of Malachi.
Exactly.
So this is after the prophecy of Malachi. So the Most High, because it said they shall build, but I shall build them. You know what I'm saying?
And it says that he's gonna recompense Edom by the hand of his people. It says, for I will rise up against him, saith the Lord of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and remnant and son and nephew, saith the Lord. Right? I will also make it a possession for the bitter and pools of water, and I will sweep it with the besom of destruction, saith the Lord of hosts. Right? And that the besom of destruction, sweep it with the besom of destruction, is when that ICBM with the nuclear warheads on them explode on the land of America, right? And it's going to be a wave of destruction of heat and fire, you know? That's that lake of fire, right? It says, the Lord of hosts hath sworn, saying, surely as I have thought, so shall it come to pass, and as I have proposed, so shall it stand. Right?
So, what the Most High purposes to heaven, that's what's going to happen. Right? You know, I don't understand, man. Come to the light. Right? You don't have to be in wickedness. A lot of people are willing ignorant. Listen, do you know your nationality? Are y'all so-called Puerto Rican or Hispanic? Do y'all have ears to hear? The Most High, when the Most High said,
and the Most High is not really dealing with these women.
You know how I said in second Ezra, I mean not second Ezra, you know how I said Isaiah 69 says, close their eyes that they cannot see, and their ears to where they can't hear? Literally, they can't hear.
This is Proverbs 8 and 1.
Y'all got a minute? Y'all know y'all nationality? So-called
I'm
Hispanic
drunk
tribe?
right now. I'm drunk.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm drunk.
you're an Israelite.
Right. So you gotta get out of philosophy, right? Come back to the law.
Yeah, you're drunk because you believed in a white Jesus.
Right.
Right? That's how you really drunk.
Right.
Man, these fucking devils. These fucking devils.
That's why people destroyed.
It says Proverbs 8 and 1. Doeth not wisdom cry, and understanding put forth a verse? Because we're out here.
Right.
We're out here giving the mysteries of the Heavenly Father and His Son.
Right. That's right. Right.
And what y'all doing?
Nothing.
Y'all ain't doing nothing.
Nothing.
You have no profit here.
Right.
Right?
You know what I'm saying? But man, like, you know, shit, what do you mean? That's all people mean. I'm drunk. I'm drunk. What the hell do you mean you're drunk? Come on. Come on.
That's why it says, you get that one where it says that they're married and given to marriage. This one, Proverbs 8 and 1, it says, doeth not wisdom cry, and understanding put forth her voice. She standeth in the top of high places, by the way, in the places of the path. We're in the path. You can't go this way if you can't come this way and not see us. Right? It says she cried at the gates, at the entry of the city, at the coming in at the doors. Unto you, O men, I call, and my voice is to the sons of men. Because it's not really for the women at the end of the day. You know? It says, verse 5, O ye simple, understand wisdom, and ye fools, be ye of an understanding heart. And these people walking by now, they're not of an understanding heart. It's a Thursday, and you're saying you drunk in the middle of downtown.
It's the middle of the week.
It's the middle. It's the
damn
middle
near
of
the middle of the week.
Yeah.
Actually, don't they call they call Wednesday hump day?
Okay.
Let me see. This is Matthew chapter 24. If you finish on it.
You can bring
This is Matthew chapter 24 verse 17, and it reads 37. Matthew chapter 24 verse 37. I'm gonna provide 36. But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
Let me cut you right there. Cut you off real quick. Second Ezra 8 and verse 62. These things have I not shown unto all men, but unto thee and a few like thee, which is talking about the elect. Then answered I and said, Behold, O Lord, now hast thou showed me the multitude of the wonders which thou wilt begin to do in the last times. But at what time thou hast not showed me? So what? Even the prophets, because Ezra was a prophet. He was a huge end time prophet, right?
Showed them the other things that, and the Most High showed. No, Moses showed us some things that he showed Moses.
And it's
because it says there was neither was there a prophet like Moses, neither shall there be after him like Yahawah.
But that's why I want to keep going.
Okay, verse 38. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away.
Took them all away. They were all killed.
Right. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
Right. Then shall two be in the field, the one shall be taken, and the other left. Two women shall be grinding at the mill, the one shall be taken, and the other left. Right?
Because it's a separation. It's going to separate the holy from the unholy.
Right.
Was there a little bit more on that one?
Okay, this is 42. Watch ye therefore, for ye know not what hour your Lord doth come. But know this, that if the good man of the house had known in what watch the thief would come, he would have watched, and would not have suffered his house to be broken up. Therefore be ye also ready, for in such an hour as ye think not, the Son of Man cometh. Who then is a faithful and wise servant, whom his Lord hath made ruler over his household, to give them meat in due season? Blessed is that servant whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing. You still prophesying when he comes back. Verily I say unto you, that he shall make him ruler over all his goods. If that evil servant shall say in his heart, My Lord delayeth his coming, and shall begin to smite his fellow servants, and to eat and drink with the drunken, the Lord of that servant shall come in a day when he looketh not for him, and in an hour that he is not aware of, and shall cut him asunder, and appoint him his portion with the hypocrites. Right? We just read that in so. Right? There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Right?
This is Mark 8. This is Mark 8 and 34. It says, And when he had called the people unto him, with his disciples also, he said unto them, whosoever will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it.
Right.
But whosoever shall lose his life for my sake and the gospel's, the same shall save it. Right? We're talking about what is being saved. Right? It says, for what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul?
Right.
Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul?
Nothing. Because the Most High said, I will redeem you without money.
Exactly. It says, whosoever therefore, and that's how foolish our people are, you know, because what? They sell their souls, right, to get the riches of this world. So they look like they're popping or on that level, you know? But they're not really on that level.
You can't eat diamonds. When famines come, you're not going to be able to eat your gold chain.
Exactly. It says, whosoever therefore shall be ashamed of me and of my words in this adulterous and sinful generation, of him also shall the Son of Man be ashamed when he cometh in the glory of his Father with the holy angels. The Son of the Most High, Yahawashi, is going to look at you 2/3 and be like, you know? Exactly.
This is Proverbs chapter 5, verse 1. My son, attend unto my wisdom, and bow thine ear to my understanding, that thou mayest regard discretion, and that thy lips may keep knowledge. For the lips of a strange woman drop as an honeycomb, and her mouth is smoother than oil. Talking about these other philosophies, right? The other doctrines. Verse 4, but her end is bitter as wormwood, sharp as a two-edged sword. Her feet go down to death, her steps take hold on hell. Lest thou shouldest ponder the path of life, her ways are movable, because these different doctrines are not stable. They're not founded on a rock, right?
We're given to change. They're given to change.
Right.
Where you go? Can you go back up a couple verses? You said word smoother. Read this one, verse 3.
This is Proverbs chapter 5, verse 3. For the lips of a strange woman drop as an honeycomb, and her mouth is smoother than oil.
Okay. It says Isaiah 30 and 8. It says, go now, write it before them in a table and note it in a book, that it may be for the time to come forever and ever. That this is a rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of the Lord. Which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things. Speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceit.
All right, so there you go. That's a good precept. Speaking to a smooth thing. That's good. Let's see that. Verse 5. Her feet go down to death. Her steps take hold on hell. Lest thou shouldest ponder the path of life. Her ways are movable, that thou canst not know them. Hear me therefore, O ye children, and depart not from the words of my mouth.
That's showing that there's no way to go in these strange women, these philosophies. You don't even know where you're going. If you ask them about, if you ask these Christians in the church, what is the salvation going to be like? You know, what's going to happen in the salvation? How are you going to be saved? They're going to say, oh, I'm already saved, brother. I'm good.
I ain't got to worry about reading the Bible.
I don't got to worry about that.
Right, verse 8. Remove thy foot far from her, and come not nigh the door of her house, lest thou give thine honor unto others, and thy years unto the cruel. Meaning giving your honor to only your years to the cruel, meaning you spent all your years in a fake philosophy.
Exactly.
That's deep.
That's why these Muslims, they can't, it would be so far-fetched if a Muslim converts back to his true nationality.
Right.
You know, because they're so deep into it, the Most High has blinded them.
Right.
You know?
Verse 10, let strangers be filled with thy wealth, and thy labors be in the house of a stranger, and thou mourn at the last, when thy flesh and thy body are consumed, and say, how have I hated instruction, and my heart despised reproof, and have not obeyed the voice of my teachers, nor inclined my ear
and where
to
the
them
teachers
that instruct me. I was almost in all evil in the midst of the congregation and assembly. Right.
This is 1 Samuel 15 and 23. For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft,
Right.
and stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry.
Yep.
Because thou hast rejected the word of the Lord, he hath also rejected thee from being king. But it's the Most High is really going to reject these 2/3, right?
Because when we get the kingdom, we're going to be kings of the earth. So he's
Exactly.
going to reject y'all from being king.
But they still gonna come back and they're gonna be kings. You know, they're gonna come back 2/3 and they're gonna be over these heathens. You know, they're still gonna have slaves in them, but they're gonna be ashamed. They're gonna be ashamed for not turning back, right? But it's up to Most High's. It's His way. He does what He wants. You know. 18. The real problem with our people is they want to follow these heathens, you know? Like that lady, I don't know if that lady, she might still be celebrating Christmas. What holidays are going to come up? You can be out there, I don't know if she's going to be patriotic on July 4th.
Right now, so.
Such. I hope not. I hope not.
Everybody wanted to come here and really looking at it. It seemed like when the men of the Lord show up, everybody wanted to.
Exactly. And knows like that one dude, he knows us, but what he left because what he could know that we have this wisdom, but he'd be ashamed. You know, he doesn't want to listen to us because I perceive. He saw somebody that he might have knew coming down, and that's why he had to go that way. You know, because they see if they see
The brother had tight pants on. You know what I'm saying? Really feminine.
yeah, exactly.
Nah, I'm not talking about it, but
It's just
it doesn't show you not supposed to wear things that cause you to sweat. First,
I want to get that one. Oh,
perspiring. That means sweat. That's supposed to be no heat sweats out here.
it says Deuteronomy 26:16. This day the Lord thy power hath commanded thee to do these statutes and judgments. Thou shalt therefore keep and do them with all thy heart and with all thy soul. Right? And that goes into Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep His commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. It's the only thing we're supposed to be doing. And what? That's why it says it's reasonable service, right? Coming out here and teaching. We're the young men. We're the young men of Israel, you know. It says, verse 14, for Yahawah Bahashim Yahawashi shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. Right? Oh yeah, Isaiah 30. I used to, just so I could remember that one, because it's pretty deep. I put my little bookmark there.
You got
and I
it,
remembered it forever. Yeah, I got some.
I just wait till I get to the house.
It's right here.
Because I don't want to get like a small thing.
Isaiah 30, and where it says smooth things is 10. Okay. And what we out here what's it called? Bearing elements. You know, have mosquitoes. Mosquitoes are gonna come out, be biting us. You know, bugs gonna be flying. A bee can come up, try to get in our face and such. You know, we're out here doing this work. Yeah, we close up.
I mean, alright, we're gonna try to get this brother out there, but go to Genesis 4, Tobit 4 and 12. If you don't mind. Hey, brother, you got a minute? You got a minute? You know your nationality? You know your nationality, like who you descend from, what's your so-called race or whatever.
Titus 4. Or what? Where?
Alright, but before you go, we're preaching that we're the children of Israel, like when Moses said, "Let my people go." Like we have a kingdom coming, and the nations that destroyed us.
Hey, talk to him raw. America's gonna be destroyed.
Right, right. And if you don't,
America's gonna be destroyed.
right. And if you don't listen, you're gonna be destroyed with it. But the perk of you is you're an Israelite and you can come back. But you got to get away from the white woman that you're with, right?
She might be a Jake. She
Right.
might be a Jake, but
You know.
hey,
All right, let me go ahead.
it says
Brother, it's so nonchalant.
this is Titus 2 and 8. It says no, let's start at 7 or start at 6. It says, young men likewise exhort to be sober-minded. Yeah. Titus 2 and 6. It says, in all things show thyself a pattern of good work. We come out here week in and week out.
Actually, that's good.
In doctrine showing uncorruptness, right? We're not, Most High forbid, Yahawah Hashem Yahawashi forbid that we go off on this doctrine, right? It says, in doctrine showing uncorruptness, right? Study to show thyself approved. It says, gravity, sincerity.
Gravity means seriousness.
Exactly. We're dead serious about this
Christ
thing.
was an austere man.
It says, sincerity, sound speech that cannot be condemned.
Meaning we gonna be all we talking is pure and righteousness.
Exactly.
So we can't really. What you gonna do? Condemn
Wickedness is an
Now,
abomination in our mouth.
Right, you may say we cuss and things like that, but look, man, everything we're saying is the truth, and we're doing it out of love. Right? We don't want y'all to be destroyed, but you gotta, make us angry. You know what I'm saying?
It says that he that is of a contrary part
That is the contrary part.
may be ashamed,
Right,
having no evil thing to say of you.
Right, because all we're doing is the work of the Most High.
We're doing the work of the Most High.
So what you doing?
We're striving for the truth unto death.
On the keyboard. You know what I'm saying? You can't be on the keyboard, man. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you want to learn and get this truth, you can't come out here and not know nothing. You know what I'm saying? But you got to take your talent and flip it, man.
If you don't know anything, shut the fuck up.
If you got,
I still wanted to get verse 3.
now, if you got a talent, you know what I'm saying? You could bring somebody in with Deuteronomy 28 and 68. I'm saying that could be your talent. Could be, but you have to be studied when you come out here. Because you got to be able to answer these questions. Go ahead.
Skip the one where it's talking about famine. Skip that one because a lot of people are going to die by this famine. Right? And we're waiting for that. This is 2nd Ezra 16 and I'll start at 14. It says, behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. That's why there's riots all over the planet now. It was in Hong Kong that they were protesting. Millions of people were protesting, right? Rubber bullets was getting shot at them and such like that. It was, what's it called? France, they're still protesting. Where else they protesting?
They still protesting?
In Europe, every time Donald Trump go to Europe, the people are out there on the streets. Or in London, that's what I meant. In London, there's people on the streets, protesting Donald Trump. What's it called? Oh, in Memphis, there was Jake was getting riled up because a young black man was gunned down by the police again. and they were rioting and protesting, right? Right. So these things, it's not going to stop. All these things is just going to increase until the end when Yahawashi comes back and pulls out the elect and destroys this place, right? It says, behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. The fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consume the foundation of the earth. Get that one where it says, I think it's 12, right, where it says, what if it already be kindled? Fire upon the earth, or what will I if it already be kindled?
It's in Matthew chapter 12.
I believe so.
You know Christ said it though.
What's the one that says, it's like, I can't even think about it. I can't even
What is the subject?
where it says, I come to bring fire upon the earth, but what will I if it already be kindled?
I've never heard of it.
I get it in a second.
I haven't heard of it.
Hold up, I come to bring fire upon the earth. Still trying to get it in my mind.
I was about to say, if you find it, let me know, because I ain't never heard of it. Because as we get more learned and built up in this truth, the Most High gonna try to, the Most High gonna send,
It's going to be implanted.
yeah, and the Most High gonna have more scoffers come up here, just so we can shut them down, just so the truth can be shown to other people who can exist, you know? Go ahead. Again, so you can type it.
Yeah, I got it, Luke 12.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Or no, that's the vision. Oh yeah, it's 49. Luke 12 and 49. You read it.
This is Luke chapter
Be loud with it.
Okay, 49.
Yeah.
Okay, this is Luke chapter 12, verse 49. For I have not spoken of myself, but the Father which sent me. 12. Oh, I'm in John. Okay, here we go. Luke 12 and 49, and it reads, I am come to send fire on the earth, and what will I, if it be already kindled? Oh, that's talking about the missiles.
It's talking about and them lasers from the chariots. The fire is already kindled because it's going to come during the World War III.
That makes sense. But before the day the Lord comes, then the missiles going to be hit off already?
Oh yeah, missiles going to be sent. They're going to be in the midst of World War III. It's going to be all hell, you know?
Yeah, that makes sense, man. That makes perfect
And they're going to stop fighting each other and try to fight them.
But damn, that's a lot of missiles though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's all, it says,
That's by that time, a lot of people are going to be wiped off the earth. But
it says the slain of the Lord shall be many.
you see how I'm trying to say? Like, I know the missiles coming, right? Now, I'm pretty sure the missiles going to come before Yahawashi comes. Or real close by it. But I know before even the day that comes, the Most High is the prophet's going to have to be killed. You know what I'm saying?
Some of them.
Yeah, some of them. And then when the missiles come, the Most High is going to redeem us from the missiles. Maybe it's like
It's the seventh trumpet.
so I'm going to keep reading. Okay. This is Luke chapter 12, verse 49. I am come to send fire on the earth, And what will I if it be already kindled? But I have a baptism to be baptized with, and how am I straightened till it be accomplished? And I have a baptism to be baptized with, and how am I straightened till it be accomplished? Suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth? I tell you nay, but rather division. For from henceforth there shall be 5 in one house divided, 3 against 2, and 2 against 3. The father shall be divided against the son, and the son against the father, the mother against the daughter, and the daughter against the mother-in-law against her daughter-in-law, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. Is that it?
Yeah, because what? They get conflicted with this word.
Right.
There's some people that's going to understand it's true, and then they're going to stand for it.
Right.
Yeah. But these other ones, they're going to try to come up, but they can't. They can't battle it.
Right, and you know, and now verse 54, and then go to this verse 54. And he said also to the people, when you see a cloud rise out of the west, straightway ye say, there cometh a shower, and so it is. And when ye see the south wind blow, ye say, there will be heat, and it cometh to pass. Ye hypocrites, ye can discern the face of the sky and of the earth, but how is it that ye do not discern this time? Yea, and why even of yourselves judge ye not what is right? So that, and that gives, you know how, remember when you see mother rising against mother and father, that's how you can discern the time. Like
Exactly. Even in our own houses.
Right.
I know you probably experienced that.
Yeah.
Like some people in your house, they gonna get this word and be like, you know, and be like, whoa, okay. But they might not be as faithful with you. They might not have the same measure of faith as you, but they still believe in this word.
Hey, brother, you got a
Right.
minute? Brother, you in the pet phone?
Yo,
You got a minute?
you got a minute?
You good?
I'm on the phone.
Okay.
All right. Get this precept real quick. It says Isaiah 66 and 15. For behold,
You want me to get that?
what?
You said Isaiah 66.
Oh, I got it.
Okay.
For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind,
Right.
to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire.
Right.
For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh,
And the way.
and the slain of the Lord shall be many.
Right.
They that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the garden, behind one tree in the midst,
Eating what?
eating swine's
Eating
flesh,
swine's flesh.
and the abomination, and the mouse,
Because you can't eat the mouse according to the law.
exactly, shall be consumed together, saith the Lord.
Right.
Right?
So they probably in the FEMA camps, they're going to try to make you eat mouse and pork. Right.
Exactly.
So let's.
We're gonna have to go out like those sons in the Maccabees. You know, we're gonna see. We might see our Akim getting killed before us. You know. Yo, you got a minute? Right.
Go to Matthew 26 and 7.
This is Matthew 26 and 7. It says, there came unto him a woman having an alabaster box of very precious ointment.
Well, sorry,
and
it
poured-
says, I should say, six. I mean six. Sorry,
Yeah, it says Matthew 26 and 6. Now when Yahawashi was in Bethany, in the house of Simon the leper, there came unto him a woman having an alabaster box of very precious ointment, and poured it on his head as he sat at meat. Whoa. It says Matthew 26 and 6. Now when Yahawashi was in Bethany, in the house of Simon the leper, right? So he had leprosy. He had leprosy. What did he look like? What did he look like? He had he could have looked just like an Edomite, you know. It says there came unto him a woman having an alabaster box of very precious ointment, and poured it on his head as he sat at meat. And when his disciples saw it, they had indignation, saying, to what purpose is this waste? Right? So they were saying that's a waste to pour it on Yahawashi. It says, for this ointment might have been sold for much and given to the poor. When Yahawashi understood it, he said unto them, why trouble ye the woman?
Hold on now. I trouble you the woman. Keep going.
For she hath wrought a good work upon me.
Right, keep going.
For ye have the poor always with you,
Right, we always have the poor. Keep going.
but me ye have not always.
Right, because Yahawashi has been gone for over 2,000, 1,000 years.
Exactly.
2,000 years. Keep going.
It says, for in that she hath poured this ointment on my body, she
But
did it
Yahawashi
for my
not gone.
burial.
Right, I'm talking, but you know I'm talking about the special body.
Yeah.
But he's here every day. When we 2 or 3 are gathered together in my name, there I am in the midst. Keep going.
It says, verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached in the whole world, there shall also this, that this woman hath done, be told for a memorial of her.
Right.
It says, then one of the 12 called Judas Iscariot.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, but with that, if you do,
I want to get this real quick. I'll make it quick.
and I want you to start coming out here more and more. Like I'm gonna occasionally do camp with you, but we gotta push out this work more and more.
Exactly. We're in the end times. I mean,
You know what I'm saying? You know, you should.
this is gonna make us more straight. You know. This is Baruch 3 and 7, or Salakia 8. It says, behold, we are yet this day in our captivity,
There you go.
but thou hast scattered us for reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments according to all the iniquities of our fathers which departed from the Lord our power. Right? And if anybody knows you got a job, as soon as you got that job, that money is getting scattered. You're gonna start, you might have financial troubles, your car might start breaking down, you know, somebody might hit you, you know, you gotta pay for a whole new set of tires, something crazy, because we're subject unto these payments, you know. It says, according to all the iniquities of our fathers which departed from the Lord our power. So that's why we're going
And
through
they were
this.
prideful, because the beginning of pride is when one departed from the Lord.
Exactly. Hear Israel, the commandments of life. Give ear to understand wisdom.
Right.
Right?
Most I basically saying, please understand. You know what I'm saying? So you don't die. Because that's a heavy thing that's coming. Eternal damnation. Damn. You know what I'm saying?
Even this place itself.
Right.
Like why? Like it's gonna keep going into it, but why are we here?
Right, right.
Why are we here in our enemy's land, which you've been saying all day?
Right.
You know? Because this is how low we've gotten. This is how far we've departed from the Heavenly Father. It says, how happened it, Israel, that thou art in thy enemy's land, that thou art waxed old in a strange country, that thou art defiled with the dead. It says that thou art counted with them that go down into the grave. So you're the top people, but now you're equal with these heathens, right? Thou hast forsaken the fountain of wisdom,
Right.
for thou hast walked in the way of. For if thou hast walked in the way of the Most High, thou shouldest have dwelt in peace forever.
Forever.
Learn where is wisdom, where is strength, where is understanding, that thou mayest know also where is length of days and life, where is the light of the eyes and peace.
Where is the light of the
It says, who hath found out her place, or who hath come into her treasure? It says, where are the princes of the heathen become, and such as rule the beasts upon the earth?
That's why I said it is because servants is more common than the So it's not talking about rules of actual beasts, it's talking about the heathen. So princes really don't compare to beasts.
For they that wrought in silver and were so careful, and whose works were unsearchable, they are banished and gone down to the grave, and others are come up in their steads. Young men have seen light and dwelt upon the earth, but the way of knowledge have they not known.
Right, that's why we talk to brothers, they just go.
Exactly. Then in that day they shall know that a prophet hath been among them. Nor understood the past thereof, nor laid hold of it. They didn't get this knowledge.
Right. Nor lay hold of it.
Their children were far off from that way. It hath not been heard of in Canaan, neither have it been seen in Theman. It says the Agarenes that seek wisdom upon earth, the merchants of Meron and of Teman, the authors of fables,
The Temanites are what?
the Edomites.
So that's why you get Hercules and all that, because they're the authors of fables.
Exactly. And searchers out of understanding.
Like, they had Greek
Wiser than
philosophers.
David.
Like, you know, remember you had Greek philosophers? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's what that goes
Like
into.
Plato
Right.
and what's it called? Aristotle.
Socrates.
Yeah, Socrates and what's his name? It starts with the A.
Aristotle.
Yeah, Aristotle. It says, and searchers out of understanding. None of these have known the way of wisdom,
Right, so that was world. It was world. Keep going.
or remember her paths.
Right.
O Israel, how great is the house of the Most High? Because we got this wisdom, we're over everybody.
Right.
We're over everybody, right? And how large is the place of his possession?
Right.
Great and have none end, high and unmeasurable, right? The first man knew her not perfectly, nor the wise man, something like that.
Like searching out.
Yeah,
Because man is not immortal.
exactly.
And the wisdom of the Most High.
It says that our bodies pressed down, we hardly gets it right.
Right, the things that are for us.
It says great and have none and high and unmeasurable. Right. These were the giants famous from the beginning, that were of so great stature and so expert in war.
Right.
Those did not the Lord choose, nor gave he the way of knowledge unto them, but they were destroyed because they had no wisdom, and perished through their own foolishness.
That's why David, now that you read about David and Goliath, that's why David was so easily defeated Goliath, even though they were expert in war. Because David had wisdom and trust in the Lord, which is knowledge. Right? So we got to raise up the tabernacle of David, and probably raise up the tabernacle of Joseph. You know what I'm saying? Could be a southern kingdom, right? I mean northern kingdom, right? You know what I'm saying? What do you think?
What, you think I'm Northern Kingdom?
Probably.
I mean, we don't know exactly, but I was thinking last night, I was like, I always said I was from the tribe of Judah, right? But I was thinking about my dad, and you know, they were actually from here, he might be Judah, I don't know. But I was like, he might be a Levite, we don't know who we are, you know?
I mean, it's fun to, you know, you shouldn't really get caught up, but it's fun to.
Think about it like that. It says, and like that lady was talking about baptism, like if we baptism in the water, I'm thinking in my head like, do we have to do that for salvation?
Yeah.
We have to
Like,
baptize in His Word for
I wanted to
salvation.
let her know that baptizing, why are you so hard on
Exactly.
about that? The most important
Exactly.
thing is people to repent so they can get the kingdom. We kingdom minded if people don't understand it.
Exactly.
Okay?
It says, verse 29, who have gone up into heaven and taken her and brought her down in the clouds, who have gone over the sea and bound her, and will bring her for pure gold. No man knoweth her way, nor thinketh of her path, but he that knoweth all things knoweth her, and hath found her out with his understanding. He that prepareth the earth for evermore, hath filled it with four-footed beasts. He that sendeth forth light, and it goeth, calleth it again, and it obeyeth him with fear. The stars shine in the watches and rejoice. When he calleth them, they say, here we be, and so with cheerfulness they show light unto him that made them. This is our power, talking about Yahawah or Yahawashi. And there shall none other be accounted of in comparison of him, right? Especially these people that push that church, those Edomites, right? Push Cesare Borgia. He's not going to be compared, right? It says he have found out all the way of knowledge.
This is that church shall not be in the city, church shall not be in the city.
Exactly.
Just walking around asking them about it.
Exactly.
You know, the damn white man is the devil. We are destroyed by lack of knowledge. Go ahead.
It says he have found out all the way of knowledge, and have given it unto Jacob his servant, and to Israel his beloved. And we're getting that back right now. Afterward did he show himself upon earth and converse with men, talking about Yahawashi, right? Let's get that one precept, and we're gonna end it off. Jeremiah 4.
But to really come out here hardcore, we should at least read the whole
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm telling you, I ate the whole row now. I ate the whole row.
Well, I guess you could say on the surface of it. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of things.
Yeah, I went over that. That's why it's still such, go right back to the beginning, you know?
And what you gather with others, but like what you showed me today about the speaking to a smooth thing, you know, in Proverbs it said the philosophy was smoother than oil,
Exactly.
and cleaned up purpose. You know what I'm saying? Or like when it said, and then when his words were smoother than butter, or his words were smooth. What did it say? Butter?
Yeah, it said butter.
But oil. So it's
Oh,
saying,
yeah, smoother than oil.
it does say oil.
Yeah.
I gotta see.
Yeah. It says Jeremiah 40:22. For my people is foolish. Talking about the Israelites, the Negro, Latino, and Native American.
Softer than oil.
Softer than oil.
Yeah, well, they don't know what's oil. But, yeah.
It says, for my people is foolish. They have not known me.
No, it says verse 21, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
Okay.
What was in his heart? His words were softer than oil. Yet when they come, was drawn toward. I probably had to look into the Greek of softer. So go ahead.
And that's in the Hebrew one. Because the New Testament, I mean, that's the Old Testament.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the Hebrew ones. That's Jeremiah 4:22. For my people is foolish. They have not known me. They are sottish children, which is sottish means stupid. It says, and they have none understanding. They have none. Right? The Most High gave us the understanding, but he's saying that his people don't have the understanding, even though it was given onto us. Right? They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge. Right now, I'm just going to get the other precept too. This is Hosea 4:6.
So you know when it says softer than oil, it does mean softer.
You let me see. That's the Hebrew. That's the Hebrew.
Yeah.
It says Hosea 4:6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no more priest to me, seeing thou hast forsaken the law of thy power. I will also forget thy children.
Right, and after that, go to Sirach 15.
Okay.
And now Hosea was really talking about the stuff in the northern kingdom. It's really talking about all this.
Yeah, we what's the precept upon precept? You know, he said, is that right? Sirach 15:1, it says, he that feareth the Lord will do good, and he that hath knowledge of the law shall obtain her. It says, and as a mother shall meet him and receive him as a wife married of a virgin. With the bread of understanding shall she feed him, and give him the water of wisdom to drink. He shall be stayed upon her and shall not be moved, and shall rely upon her and shall not be confounded. She shall exalt him above his neighbors, and in the midst of the congregation shall she open his mouth. We're in the midst of the congregation, right? It says, he shall find joy in a crown of gladness, and she shall cause him to inherit an everlasting name.
Right. Because the Most High said, I'm going to give them a new name when they get into the kingdom. And once we get that new name, that's going to be our name forever.
When it's talking about the 144,000, right? I don't even know if the 1/3 might be named too. But we're gonna know who they are. It's gonna be written in the kingdom of heaven.
Right. That's your name.
Right. It says, but foolish men shall not attain unto her, and sinners shall not see her. For she is far from pride.
Right.
And men that are liars cannot remember her.
That's why you forgive precepts, because your doctrine not making sense.
Exactly.
Because you got pride.
You was mixing it so bad that when somebody tells you to say it again, you can't even
remember her.
remember.
So
you know.
is that it? And after that, once you I want you to start like 45 and 5.
That's basically.
The rock, the rock 45 and 5. And then we got,
Let's just get that. That was basically. Sirach 45. It says, He made him to hear his voice and brought him into the dark cloud.
We'll start up a little bit because I don't know. I gotta get
It says, I'll start at 1. It says, And he brought out of him a merciful man, which found favor in the sight of all flesh.
like Noah,
Even Moses, beloved of God and men, whose memorial is blessed.
Right.
He made him like to the glorious saints,
Right.
and glorified him.
So definitely
Exactly. So that his enemies stood in fear of him. Wow. Even
Remember,
namely because he didn't even come over to the promised land.
Right.
It says, by his words he caused the wonders to cease, and he made him glorious in the sight of kings, and gave him a commandment for his people,
Right.
and showed him part of his glory.
Right.
He sanctified him in
Part
his
of his glory. Remember when Moses said, I want to see, you will see my back?
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. It says he sanctified him in his faithfulness and meekness, and chose him out of all men.
Right.
He made him to hear his voice, and brought him into the dark cloud, the chariot, and gave him commandments before his face, even the law of life and knowledge, that he might teach Jacob his covenants and Israel his judgments.
Right. So with that,
We say Barakahtha Yahawah, Barakahtha Yahawashi, called the Hallelujah Yahawah Bahashim Yahawashi,
the brother better on the heat.
and Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel, because we're only out here for the elect, right? And the Israelites are the Negro, Latino, and Native American.
That's right.
Shalom.